panic. It's already being sliced from the inside out, spinning. Boom. Hey, are you guys from Silver Moon? If it were me, I'd say no and just run away. But henchmen love getting beat up, right? Kangwin's like, oh, I thought you'd take a few more hours. Didn't expect you so soon. The guys who already know about his cloning ask, hey, where are the other masked guys? Kangwin says, capture those clones already. Haha. You all think those clones are a joke, huh? Junmo's screaming for protagonist not to do anything, but he's barely holding it together. Not much help. Our boy who's traumatized by losing people he loves, you think he's gonna go easy? His face is pure rage. The first fool tries to swing down on him, but protagonist elbows him in the chin, leaves him crooked, grabs his arm, and snap broken. Another guy in a suit comes in for backup, but protagonist breaks another arm. It's just crack sounds, dude. Kangwin's like, ah, you useless bastards. The whole gang's already broken on the ground. Protagonist hasn't even moved from the spot yet. Kangwin tells everyone to hold on a sec, says he just wants to say something as a precaution, and he asks protagonist where he hid all those crystals. Protagonist doesn't even know about crystals, man. He just remembers picking up some stones, and he tells the guy he crossed the line. This won't end peacefully. But Kanjin says he's the damn arrogant one. He found some things about protagonist while checking the office, and he admits that he's strong. Considering how he beat up the guys, he must at least be class B+, he has good stats. He can beat most guys in this field, but his skill is cloning, right? That's why he's here, acting all tough, fighting without even using any skill. Man, he doesn't even know he's going full psycho like a fool, saying protagonist a loser for having such a trash skill even with good stats. His only power must be concentrated attack and that's it. That explains why he stayed with that trashy jam agency. Trash hangs out with trash. Protagonist's like, alright then, let's see if my clones are weak. The crew has arrived. Damn, now you're screwed. The minions are all sweating and the guy says, hey Kanjin, the folks at the back got beaten up, you know. He says at least he can sense that, idiot. Damn, but at least now protagonist isn't at a disadvantage. Damn, he's got a dagger that looks deadly. Better be careful, Prota. Protagonist also getting a bit cocky now, man. Let's see how good this so-called skill is. Wow, he's got invisibility just when our boy finished his 10,000-year Goku training, running with 1 billion pounds on his back. You're screwed, my boy. You're gonna get wrecked. The big side character says, our Hyung's got stealth skill. He's definitely gonna win. Only someone with class A detection could stop him. Kanjin's there, invisible thinking, feeling presence, sensing aura. That's all bullshit. My skill erases everything. You ever experienced this before? Just sneaking up behind, but the clones are already kinda looking at him, bro. The fool's confident. You won't even notice me. The fight's gonna end here. Protagonist, the moment he comes, yells, grab him. The mad lad actually got grabbed, man, caught like a fool. What the? The clones' faces say they're gonna have some real fun. Yeah, Kanjin, you're screwed, son. Next chapter starts with protagonist's college friends at a bar having some beers. Everyone's happy they're in 3rd year. One dude even says, how come it's just the 3 of us after 3 years, man? Nobody gonna get a girlfriend or what? Damn, killed the vibe. The glasses guy's like, by the way, anyone seen Sang-woo? It's been a while since anyone heard from him. They say he changed numbers, and even when they tried messaging him, no response. The buff friend says he heard news that Sang-woo's working as a hunter now. They're like, damn, Sang-woo actually went into that line of work. He seemed like such a nice guy. How's he out there killing monsters? The buff guy says, hey, you say that 'cause you never saw Sang-woo angry. The guy in the white shirt, weren't you his neighbor? Did you ever see him lose his cool? He's like, maybe in 3rd year. He explains that back then he and Sang-woo used to walk home together, and once on the way he got mugged by some gangsters. Surrounded by the thugs, he saw protagonist showing up and told him to leave, but actually protagonist just came back and headbutted someone. He went for the sneak attack. They ask, Sang-woo saved you. The guy, you think he saved me? We just got beaten up together, and I found out he'd already been mugged by those guys before. Glasses dude, so he already got beat and still went back for more? Buff dude says he was always weird like that. Even though he looked innocent and chill, when he lost it, he would charge forward without thinking. The punks were even surprised. You can tell he's merciful when people mess with him, but not when they mess with people around him. Back to Kanjin, man, he's all twisted up. Protagonist already sending the clones to take Junmo to a hospital. Bro, Kanjin's there like, how did you see me? All shocked. Our boy's like, you were real confident in that skill of yours, huh? Too bad, I just came back from a group of monsters that had the same one. The poor guy's all desperate now, can't understand it, man. Protagonist says, you talked a lot of crap, didn't you? Said my skill was trash and I shouldn't have come here. But at least you got one thing right. I do have amazing stats. 242 notifications when he fought back at Odin's tower, bro. The boy gained almost 10 points in each stat, not to mention cold resistance up to 19. Looking like Bakugo from Boku no Hero Academia, i.e. going straight for the gut. Wait, no waiting, man. Take this. Damn, he threw the dude far. Will he follow up with a beatdown? The clones say one escaped, but they already handled everyone. Protagonist just says for them to take Junmo to the hospital. He's like, don't worry about me. Go get treated. Kanjin's there, man. Can't even get up, all wrecked. Thinking, no way, the report said he had 19 strength. This is totally different. Not to mention the clones aren't weak. If two catch you, you're screwed. He's getting up like, no way someone boosted stats that much. There's gotta be something. He noticed the potion in Protagonist's pocket. Damn, is he gonna drink the dumbass potion and get strong only to melt? Classic side character move. He tells Protagonist he admits he underestimated him. Didn't expect him to react. But there won't be another mistake. I'll show you what a real Class B hunter is. Damn, he's not that weak either. 25 strength, 35 reflex. Damn, I thought he was more trash. You haven't seen everything I got. Rushing in. But Protagonist says, I really don't want to see everything a man has. The guy's running thinking, they're not detecting me. It must be. No matter how insane it sounds, they're sensing the air currents around me. So he starts stirring everything up to make it noisy. Protagonist impressed by his speed. It'll be harder to react now. But he turns to the side, man. Something's coming. Bam, blocked it. Damn, called him stupid and hit him on the head. Now, with all this smoke, it's even easier to see you, idiot. The poor guy's on the floor, bro. I've seen him like this 3 times now. But he's laughing all crazy, ha ha ha, bro. Protagonist asks, what's so funny, clown? Oh, look what he did. Man, we already knew it. I predicted it. Protagonist looks, damn, you grabbed my pocket? The guy's like, I knew something was off. Your stats were different than expected. Opening the potion you boosted with this, didn't you? Protagonist honest, I'll give you some advice, kid. It's better if you don't drink that. But man, he swallowed it all. Strength already rising to 29. Dude's freaking out, 37. Damn, one stomp and everything's cracking. 51, damn, and he's saying to Protagonist, I can't hear you anymore. I'm too strong. Protagonist like, yeah, better not blame me, bro. But the kid's there, exuding Dragon Ball level aura. Impressed that his strength doubled. Not even a top-tier potion does that. He even says to Protagonist, if you tell me who made this, I'll let you walk away with at least 2 arms. Protagonist looking already sent 4 and 6 to the hospital. So now it's just him, 2 and 3 left to handle the guy. They lock eyes, bro didn't like it and comes charging. But the kid's not playing, grabs him, and the guy's like a freaking train knocking the clones down. Protagonist went to slash, damn, took a hit from the sword too, all shaky now. Kanji's feeling himself, asking if Protagonist realized where he messed up. And he reveals he didn't just read Protagonist's stats. Damn, they're also targeting Protagonist's family. Then it's over, guys. His mom and dad were just making dinner all chill when someone knocked on the door, and oh boy, what happened? We don't know because we're back to the fight with Kanjin coming in with the stabs and Protagonist getting a billion cuts. The stabs are hitting so hard the kid's being dragged across the floor. 2 more coming from behind, you bastards. Take 1 each. Protagonist starting to bleed onto the blade, bro. He's going crazy. Came in for a big swing, sliced the whole thing in half. Damn, even Kanjin's sword got wrecked. Furious, he activates the strike skill right in Protagonist's face. Came in with a punch. Damn, Protagonist took that too. This one's rough. Thrown back, wall shattered. Dragon Ball style, the kid crashed on the other side. Meanwhile, another clone took a hit to the gut too, damn. One tried to grab him from behind, but he just ducked and spun with a jawbreaker move. Damn, the clone got wrecked. Protagonist feeling the potion's effects. His friends at the side, bro, you were acting so cocky and now you're getting wrecked. Shut up, I'm gonna win. Kanjin asking if he's thinking about a plan B, Protagonist tells everyone to hide. Kanjin's like, you're still gonna fight, bro. Doesn't like how Protagonist refuses to give up. He's just waiting for the potion to kick in. The guy pulls out his phone. Let me order some pics to help you understand the situation. Yo, you guys arrived yet? Cut their fingers off and send me some pic. Phone drops on the floor, bro. Looks like he lost control of his arm. Well, he falls on the ground, bro. Looks like a melted slime. Protagonist like, finally. Flashback to the potion, but we already knew. His muscles are melting. He's all confused, Protagonist. I told you not to drink that. His phone right there, he scrambles for it. Tries to call in reinforcements to bring Protagonist's parents as hostages to stay alive. Tells Protagonist if he lays a finger on him, his parents die. But look at the dude's arm. Just bones and skin left. Says if he doesn't get an antidote, his parents are dead. But someone on the phone says, sorry buddy, you grabbed the wrong family. This is the Canis Guild. Damn, the bearded guy wiped everyone who showed up at the parents' house. Kanjin, you should have died rather than go through all this. Who knocked on Protagonist's parents' door, bro? The giant. Just saying, hey, everything's fine, while holding a dude in one arm. Chatted with Protagonist's dad, who asked if his son was okay. Yeah, he's good. Damn, dude treated a thud like a balloon, just popped him. The guys outside still want to fight. Bro, in this situation, man, life's worth more than that. That's when he got the call and passed the message. Kanjin bro staring at his phone. Bastard. screaming, melting away. Protagonist doesn't even need to do anything. Kanjin's already zombified. Protagonist grabs him, bro. Better save your energy just to breathe, huh? Damn, protagonist went psycho. Didn't think he'd go that far, but he's not stopping. Grabbed Kanjin's arm like it was a stick. Don't touch anyone close to me. Hoo boy, it's over. Waifu girl, staring in shock. Yeah, you messed with the wrong guy. A while later, protagonist shows up at the hospital to talk to Junmo, sneaking in through the window cause visiting hours were over. Junmo sees protagonist with blood on his face like, yo, what happened? Protagonist says he's fine cause his regeneration's OP, but tells Junmo, bro, better watch out, Silver Moon's not done yet. Then he asks, Junmo, do you think I should redo my hunter ranking? Junmo's like, well, yeah, cause after he saved people back at the portal, he got a rank increase, but he hasn't done any official reclassification tests since then. Protagonist says that before he wasn't interested in having power, he just wanted to get stronger to protect the ones he cared about and have enough money to pay for his sister's hospital bills. Junmo asks what changed then. If I had rank A, for example, would Silver Moon even have dared to do this? It wouldn't even touch the JM agency office. That's why he wants it now. Junmo says it would be great for the agency too, because having a high-ranking hunter is always good publicity. Protagonist says then it's decided. But Junmo says he'll attract a lot of attention. As a side effect, situations like this might become even more frequent, but well, it's up to protagonist, who says he's already decided. The scene shifts to protagonist going to retake the evaluation. The guy there, name, Sang-woo, skill, cloning, and you came alone? Usually you take this test in a group. Junmo explained to protagonist, when you're low rank, you get classified in a group that can kill a monster of a certain rank, because normally if a monster is rank B, it's stronger than a rank B hunter. But that's not the case with protagonist who's got the bond to do Safado, the badass squad. Protagonist already says, I'm but alone. The guy says you just have to kill a monster one classification above yours and bring proof. With that, you submit it to the association, and they reassess. Protagonist asks, can I skip the D, C, and B tests all at once? The guy's like, this punk's messing with me, wants to test solo and skip everything. No, you can only sign up for the test directly above your rank. You can't jump all at once. Protagonist a bit embarrassed. Okay then, tell me which monster. The guy says, go kill a fishman. That trash with a cloning skill can't do it. Just so you know, it's got extremely tough skin. Bullets don't even go through it, got that punk. So protagonist leaves, right? Poor guy has to hunt that fish dude again. He walks to a chair, sits, starts scrolling on TikTok, watching a girl's dancing. 2 hours later, the guy's eating. Like, why hasn't this punk gone hunting yet? Did he just come here to mess with me? Protagonist stands up, walks back to him. What's he back for? Kid, you want to cancel the test? Nah, bro, I already hunted it. What do you mean you hunted it? Yeah, I caught the fishman already and sent the proof in. Register me as a Class D hunter. The guy's like, bro, this psycho's crazy. He just sat there drinking coffee, how? Obviously, right? It was a clone who went. The guy's all confused. I didn't even see you leave. Protagonist, check it already, man. The hunting ground already sent confirmation. The guy's like, fine, I'll check. Sigh. He looks and there it is. Jung Sang-woo Fishman, number 5, confirmed. What the hell is this? Protagonist, all good, right? The guy, no wait, what the hell? Calls the hunting field, hey, did Jung Sang-woo hunt there? Yeah, verified, he hunted and killed here. Damn, what's happening? Did the system glitch? Protagonist just waiting like, yo, got an answer? Okay, fine, I'll upgrade your rank. The guy's thinking this bastard must have pulled some dirty trick. Congrats, you're Class D. And I'm gonna report this as soon as I get out of here. Protagonist like, cool. Now register me for Class C. Haha, poor guy's gonna be stuck there all day doing this. Meanwhile, on the streets at night, our girl is walking with that crystal bag. Girl, you stole that just for fun? Are we selling it? Doing something with it? She's all embarrassed talking to protagonist, right? I'm sorry, she says. It's her fault Jam got attacked. She admits she's the one who stole the crystal jewels at the field. Protagonist's face goes dark, bro. Face to face. So that's why he said all that. She's in shock. Why did I tell him? I just saw what he did to that other guy. But protagonist is a good guy. He just says, it's not your fault. It's their fault for trying to mess with me and my family. So yeah, she doesn't have to worry. And the crystal thing, that's between her and Silver Moon. He's sure she didn't steal him just for fun. She doesn't even know what Silver Moon and Hai Sion did to her, but he's not gonna get involved in her problems. She just grabs her hat, trembling, throws it over her shoulders. Arigato, bye. She runs off, back at the association. The guy's like, man, how? Did someone see this? That's impossible. The guy says, congratulations, you passed for Class C and Class B. Protagonist gets up. I think that's good enough for today, right? The guy's like, for today? Another dude pops up, finally he did it. The guy's like, wait, you know this kid? The guy says, yeah, he's that crazy one who has permission to enter multiple hunting fields at once. the doctor who evaluated and went crazy, telling everyone about what he saw, such a unique skill. The strange thing about him was that he hadn't ranked up yet. But yeah, putting that aside, the Hunter Network's gonna freak out. Someone going from E to B in one day. A week later, all the newspapers were talking about the Clonudo, from Class E to B in a single day. The big surprise of the association, fastest rank up ever. Who is Jung Sang-woo? JDM agency interview. The news reported about a newbie hunter who became B in a day. Some said he joined a doomed agency. A lot of people learned that the clones weren't illusions, and our protagonist got a deposit of how much? 5 billion? Bro, he could buy countries with that now. He's even bugged out wondering how many zeros are in that. Taewon said, that's your payment for success. Protagonist said, that's too much. The guy said, man, I only used the word favor to convince you, but it was just a job. He didn't want to accept it, but Taewon said, dude, if it weren't for you, no one else would have accepted this job and they'd still be stuck there. Come visit the guild someday. Everyone wants to see you. Protagonist falls to the ground in happiness. Now the kid doesn't have to worry about money anymore. Now he's got enough to take care of his sister. With that money, he'll be able to get that guy. The S-rank healer, bless. Oh man, there are still some big bads out there, cause our protagonist is Chad now. But he's still just B, bro. He's already imagining the guy like, just you wait. The moment I see you, I'm gonna grab your legs and beg like a maniac. You'll have to say yes. Meanwhile, the leader of Silver Moon wasn't happy that Kang Jin-ho got wrecked. What's the logic behind stealing everything from the YOLO Guild? Now there's no one left to work on the crystals. He needs to destroy the documents so nobody finds out. But then another badass chick shows up. Yang Ju-chil. Damn, our warrior shows up like, you're strong, huh? Says she heard he's the one who stole the stash. The guy's like, I think there's a misunderstanding. Let's talk. Already swinging punches, but she just slashes with her claws. She's badass and hot. Boom. At the Canis Guild office, Jun-mo went to talk to the crew. He thanks Taewon because he heard he sent the boys to protect protagonist's family. Taewon says, so it was Silver Moon who attacked you. The guy says yes, and that he doesn't think it's over yet, especially since Kang Jin's son, Kang Jin-ho, got involved. Taewon knows he's the Silver Moon vice leader, and that our protagonist left him in a state that's impossible to recover from. Now comes the plot twist. Bro, the hunter Jun-mo used to take care of back when he worked at Haesong Guild was this same Kang Jin-ho. Everybody already knows about the ties between Haesong and Silver Moon guilds. Then our baddest chick shows up dropping the DEP bomb. Those bastards from Silver Moon were manufacturing crystals and jewels and supplying them to Haesong Guild. She even hands over the files, bro. Tells Jun-mo, nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, crazy dude. He gives her a little shout out, right? Says he heard she visited Silver Moon. She says it's all good that she just went there real quick to grab some stuff. Taewon's there like, DRP. What's that? She says it's a body-enhancing drug that uses the jewels, and the Haesong Guild is deeply involved in producing it, which means it's something extremely dangerous. Oh, our little crystal carrier's back on screen. Here comes a little backstory. The hunter profession was only legalized after the catastrophe ended, managing the hunting fields through soldiers, taxes on hunting profits, buying monster drops. All that was legalized. So the hunter job seemed pretty stable, but not everyone agreed. Some hunters were against identity registration and restrictions during hunting, so they went into hiding and created their own society. This way, they could use illegal weapons to protect their income. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to give money to the government either. Taxes are theft. And apparently our warrior girl here is part of the shady side, huh? She shows up at a bar with the crystals. Even the bartenders bug out, bro. She brought way too much stuff. He told her not to go fetch it. She smiles, all happy, saying it was all just lying around at the station. He frowns. Sorry, Wu Haiyan. Oh, some shady guys show up. You hear Haiyan, you're coming with us. Guaranteed they're from that guild. She tries to ask the bartender for help, but he's like, sorry, they've got my family. But guess what? Another madman steps into the mess. Some random dude, who are you and why are you wearing a suit in this bar? The dude steps up in his face, back off. He tries to say something but takes a punch right to the jaw. The guy's about to back off when he sees who showed up. Man, he's everywhere. The badass himself, bro. Then we get a flashback. Our protagonist said now that she's part of the GM agency, he's gonna help her. Told her to try selling the crystals she grabbed. Told you they bite the bait, didn't I? Another scene shift. In some undisclosed location, the master of the Haesong Guild gets frisked and told he's got 10 minutes. He's laughing like a psycho. They open the door and he steps into what? The Oracle. Damn. She says, you're here again? Shin asks if she wasn't expecting him or if she likes to mess around. She says she knows what he wants and that her answer's the same. Give up. He better be satisfied with his current life. The dude's raging, saying that once she told him every powerful person would bow to him. But she says his fate has drastically changed, specifically because of someone. He demands to know who messed with his destiny, but she just says she doesn't know. Back to protagonist's scene. Hey, is this your phone? Tell me your password, idiot. The guy says, kill me. I won't say it. Protagonist like, man, relax, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hand you over to those fine gentlemen over there. Looks like they do some crazy stuff. The guy's sweating bullets. Meanwhile, the leader of Team 1 of High Song, Shin Jin-wook, gets a call. Yo, got the crystals. Cool, take them to Factory 3. Why's your voice sound weird? Nothing, man, we're heading there now. All right. Oh yeah, keep an eye on the DEP production, all right? Yeah. Meanwhile, protagonist was just listening to the whole thing, bro. He says, perfect, now tell me where the factory is. The guy's like, I'll die if I tell you. Protagonist's like, well, boys, he says he wants to go with you. The dudes whip out knives. Damn it. So now they got the factory location and protagonist tells her to send it to Junmo. She thanks him all blushing, but protagonist's still super sigma. Hey protagonist, wanna play a game? She says she saw the news about the Clonudo. That's why your homies at home all look the same, right? Protagonist, yeah, girl. Seems like you weren't paying much attention, huh? Do you even know my name? Of course I do. You're the potion maker. She's fake choking him like, sorry? She says her name is Kim Woo Hyen. Pouting, she asks, where are your clones? Why are you alone? Protagonist says they're busy. Man finally treated the boys right, left them grilling beef at a BBQ while he handles the errands. Getting the audio from that conversation, Junmo instantly recognizes the guy's voice. It's Shin Jin-wook, the dude behind all the shady business. So now, right, both of them are sure those guys are totally involved. Our homegirl says there are 5 crystal suppliers for Haisong. They already took down Silver Moon, but there's still Red Tail and some other guilds too, all at least rank B. Junmo's like, why don't we just take down Haisong? Selling crystals is illegal. Our Hardglass girl says she'd love to, but you know, it's Haisong, man. It's tough to topple the guild with the strongest hunter in Korea at the top. One Ta tells Junmo to be careful, like, bro, don't be walking alone out in the streets of Korea. Junmo's like, yeah, you're right. I'll tell Sunwoo to be careful too. Taewon's like, I don't know if Sunwoo needs that much caution though, doesn't seem like anyone could successfully kidnap that dude. Junmo sends a message confirming to protagonist that it's a raw material for a drug called DEP and tells the girl to stay put at the office until everything's sorted. She's like, what office? You already fixed the one Silver Moon trashed? Protagonist's like, you haven't seen the new office yet, huh? You're gonna be surprised. And look who just showed up too, Junmo. New cough, meeting rooms, everything looking fancy. The boys went all in, while the whole floor of the building real gluttonous with it. On top of that, there's a special room just for our potion girl, alleged lab. Now let's see if she actually brews something that doesn't kill people when they use it. And Junmo even says, there are rooms in the back too. You can crash there if you want, you know. She's a bit shy about it, thinking nobody would actually treat her like some street hobo. But bro, it's right when Junmo gets a call. Man's face drops instantly. Already warning our protagonist, bro, you gotta smash that like on this video. You guys remember how the last chapter ended with them showing Mendiga the new office? When Junmo got that call and his face totally dropped, right? The call wasn't telling him to smash the like button, nah, it was telling him something happened at the hospital, and protagonist had to get there immediately. Meanwhile, in Silver Moon's storage room, there's a nice puddle of ketchup on the floor and that super suspicious dude just standing there, telling someone to come out. From the ground, something like a Resident Evil slime rises up, and those masked guys start coming out. The guy asks, where's Yang Ju-chil? Yang Ju-chil, if you forgot, is that dude who got wrecked by the pretty girl earlier. And the guy says, yeah, he's locked up in the basement of the YOLO Guild. They even took everything and he asks, the crystals too. The masked dude says, yeah, based on what we talked about, it looks like they knew where the factory was too. Thanks to our boy protagonist, right, who went there and dug everything up. The masked guy tosses some little vials into his hand and says, you know who you need to use these on. The guy just nods. The masked boss dude, acting all evil, says that if they want the EDP so badly, he'll give it to them, even if it's not perfected yet. Just more crazy dudes handing out potions that only end up killing people. Meanwhile, in the YOLO Guild basement, Yang is still tied up. But man, that Resident Evil slime shows up out of nowhere. Yang's completely freaking out, but you already know what he's gonna do, right? He's pulling out the EDP with a syringe. Bro, you're about to get jabbed with benzetacil, whether you want or not. Ain't no way out, my dude. He jams it into his neck. Goodbye, bro. Outside, one Ta and the girl are walking, talking about how they're gonna get some info out of Yang. She's teasing him, saying, you're only coming with me so I don't get kidnapped, huh? Girl loves teasing the boys, but then she says she smells something burning. Yeah, with all that smoke, it ain't hard to notice. Both of them start running. And right there, in the middle of all that fire, there's a monster that's transformed. No doubt the benzetacil didn't sit right with the guy. They find some civilian wrecked on the ground. What happened, dude? The guy just mutters, a monster showed up in the basement. Not even the Class B squad could stop it. So yeah, that means we're dealing with at least a rank of monster. The weird thing is there was no portal, so where the hell did this demon come from? But she sees that scar right in the middle of his face, so yeah, she knows. It's Yang Chil. Meanwhile, Kanjin's still all dried up in the hospital, but the masked guy shows up too. Man, dude, stop with the benzetacil already. Leave the boys alone. Here he comes again. Boom, another shot. But another friend shows up with her digital panel saying he's not gonna do whatever he wants in this hospital. The guy just disappears. Wait, no, he reappears right beside her saying, then I'll use it on you. Man, this is some crazy plot twist after twist. But bam, shoulder slam to the chest. Protagonist arrived. Meanwhile, over at One Te's fight with the big beast, it's just explosions everywhere, buildings breaking down. Both of them are in shock because Yang Chiul wasn't supposed to be rank A. He was a strong rank B, but not A. And she's sure it's him because of the scar. So what the hell happened down in that basement? Why are humans turning into monsters? Then she remembers that convo about DEP being used to enhance the body. And seeing that big beast? Yeah, she gets it now. Our smart girl says they're probably trying to wipe out Silver Moon too, so Kanjin, who's lying there in the hospital, is gonna get the same fate. Good thing Siona, the panel girl, contacted Junmo, who contacted our boy protagonist who came in clutch to save the day. The beast lets out a roar. You guys gotta deal with this thing first. Girl summons a nine-tailed fox-type deal throwing Ares Ball, full League of Legends mode. The shot goes straight through the beast's chest. But oh no, a punch is coming her way. Don't you dare hit my waifu like that, you crazy. Good thing One Ta cut off his arm right after. Man, you don't go smacking the waifus. Now he's throwing in another hit too. Wait, the guy's got a cybernetic arm now. What's going on? Takes out both of them, launches them flying. Dragged by the sheer power. Yeah, no doubt now. That move he did. That was Yang's signature move. But suddenly, boom, someone appears with a flaming sword slash right down the middle. Old dude, what rank are you, you crazy badass? Turns out it's Gon, the leader of the Sol Guild. The two of them move in to talk to the old man who immediately asks, where the hell did this thing come from? Explain One Ta. Meanwhile, at the hospital, our protagonist telling the masked guy, only doctors get to use needles. I thought he'd land a clean hit, but the guy actually blocked it. He's staring him down, all serious. How'd you even know I was here? Girl tries throwing her flame, but the guy just stretches his hand and undoes her magic. Bro teleporting, going invisible, and disabling powers. Pick one, man. Protagonist comes from above. Boom, big kick. Sends the dude flying. Snap, broke the dude's arm. Protagonist, buddy, can we get some clones up in here? Where's the gang? Let's go 7v1 this fool. Now both of them are standing there. Girl thanks protagonist for coming so fast. The masked guy, he gets it now why Kanjin ended up the way he did. Protagonist strong, and just looking around, he notices the clones showing up. Man, they're all chunky now, look like protagonist back in the first frame of the story. They're all glaring at him. You trying to run? But the masked guy's not dumb. He says, yeah, I know you're provoking me. I'm not stupid enough to fight all of you. Already disappearing. I'll see you again. There are too many shadows here anyway. Vaya, she's heading toward protagonist's sister. He means the mana absorption intensive unit downstairs. Your sister. Umu, protagonist snapped. See, that's how you provoke someone. Damn, our guy's a beast. Everything wraps up super fast after this incident. The monster outbreak that hit the middle of the city, resolved by the power of 3 guild leaders, Sol, Yolo, and Canis. Gon tried warning everyone that it was that damn Haisong's fault, man, but people just said it was a breach. Some monster got out, you know, and that Haisong had nothing to do with it. Even our little kitty tried to explain, but I swear this place's government is all bought off by that lunatic, so it was useless. They tracked down the crystal's location, but by the time they got there, the place was empty. And at the EDP production site, no one was left. There were reports of humanoid monsters popping up in the city, but they were all killed, and after a while it just stopped, so people forgot the whole thing. Once every last one was taken down, it faded into a mystery. The Prodag tells Junmo they need a bodyguard. He's been thinking about it since the Silver Moon incident. Even if it cuts into hunting efficiency, safety comes first. Junmo goes, let me guess, you're using your clones, right? Of course, damn. What do you think? I've got cash to burn. The kid's got to remember, he has to pay an S-rank hunter to heal his sister, and any hunter strong enough to protect them is gonna cost a fortune. So there'll be 1 clone guarding his parents at home, 2 at the hospital for his sister, 1 at Junmo's agency, and 2 more training and exercising, while he does whatever he wants. Junmo asks, if you can summon 7, where's the last one going? The Prodag says, I'll dispatch it. To where, man? To a familiar spot, the Canis Guild's usual place. Oh, you're sending a clone to Odin's tower. That clone's already in the tower, shouting through a megaphone. Hey monsters, I'm here, trying to lure out the invisible ones, and they charge at him. Then a horde of Spawn V30 shows up. He grabs a potion. Boom. Explosion. Hell if I know what happened next. Cut to the opening ceremony of the Korean branch of the Hunters Academy. What a mouthful. And its president is that mustached weirdo, Won Hak-soo. This academy's mission is to help low-rank hunters deal with monsters, teach them skills for free, and boost their drop rates. No matter your rank or talent, anyone can join. Train with veteran hunters and you'll enter dangerous territories with confidence. Plus, whoever performs the best by year's end gets an elixir. What does it do? Nothing was said. Meanwhile, at JM Agency's private gym, where the protagonist clones train, you can't tell who's who because he never labels them. They'd only got 250 kilograms dumbbells. No one sells a ton. Poor protag's struggling with those. They're not enough to up his strength now. He sees the branch opening on TV, but thinks it's a joke until they reveal the legendary elixir, coveted by hunters worldwide. Now he's intrigued. An elixir, but he doesn't even know what it does yet, you sly dog. But there it is, the Hunter's Academy, a gorgeous European-style castle. Its motto, believe in the sacred system, even if you lack skills. Whatever your weakness, you can learn it here. Suspicious, right? The protag wants to know, can you really get an elixir? Junmo confirms it's true. They've made it the grand prize to draw academies from every country. The protag asks, it's a branch, so there are multiple worldwide. He finds it odd. How does a mere academy have an elixir? Junmo snaps, it's not just an academy, man. It was founded by the one and only jumper George Lucas. You bastard, trying to rewrite history? Showing up like you're the big shot. Get lost, old man. Protagonist finds it pretty curious, right? Why would George Lucas, owner of one of the biggest corporations in the world, open an academy and start handing out elixirs? Junmo says, yeah, it's weird. Seems like they're trying to shrink the gap between low rank and high rank awakened. By boosting the average hunter's ability to fight monsters, they'll reduce casualties when accidents happen. The strange thing is, looks like the worse and weaker your skills are, the better for them. Protagonists just they're like, damn, if he'd known that, he wouldn't have rushed so much to rank up. Junmo tells him, sure, your rank is high, but you can still meet other admission conditions. Like the fact that every single one of your skills is trash, lol. Rose got strong strike and magic bullet, both F-rank dumpster fire abilities. Usually by B-rank, a hunter's packing like 70 skills of all different grades. Poor guy's carrying himself just off stats and clones. Junmo pats him on the shoulder. Kid, not only do you have barely any skills, but the ones you got suck. You're basically a guaranteed pass. Protagonist's like, please stop. Then Junmo mentions something called the donation-based admission system. Protagonist's like, huh, what you mean? And Junmo's like, you still got that prize money from Canis, right? Bro's about to blow that W5 billion bag, huh? Makes sense though. He needs to cure his sister. And if an elixir can do it, it's worth it. Meanwhile, big mustache president over there is giving a speech. It's an honor to greet protagonist. Protagonist all embarrassed. No, I'm not anyone special. But the prez insists. You're the GOAT, bro. Donated W 2.5 billion to the school. Protagonist just says thanks, but inside he's thinking, man, this whole thing's sus. I basically bought my way in. While the director's up there talking, protagonist's thinking, 5 or even 10 billion. If it means I get the elixir, it's worth it. Everyone's whispering around him. Is that Zhang Sang-woo? The clone guy? Maybe it's just one of his clones. Who knows? Protagonist thinking that with his current level, he can at least make it to the end of year competition. Then boom, the director drops a bomb. How lucky we are to receive 2 B rankers this year. Protagonist, 2. Yeah, another B rank hunters enrolling too. Can't reveal who, but they're apparently just as famous as Protagonist. Protagonist already feeling the heat, now there's competition for the elixir. Meanwhile, they introduce Professor Kang Hee-suk, who's gonna teach something called basic food magic. Bro, what even is that? First day is just orientation, no real classes yet. Protagonist is curious about who the other B rank is, but thinks, whatever, as long as I get the elixir. Later that day, a girl announces there's a welcoming party for the new students at Bar Goryang. Let's go boys, first day and we already getting lit. Protagonist wonders, will that other B ranker show up? Should I go check out the competition? At the bar, it's packed. Everyone's crowding around Prota, especially the A-girls, of course. They're all over him. You're the clone guy, right? You killed the monster, right? You're amazing. The background dudes are salty, obviously. The girls. Can you show us a clone? Protagonist, cool as ever. Not right now, they're on a mission. Let's all chill out, ladies. He tries to get info. Hey, besides me, there's another B ranker, right? Who is it? The girls just blink. B ranker? We don't know about that. Nobody's heard anything about a second B ranker yet. Online too, only news about him being admitted. So if whoever the mystery person is, they're playing it lucky. Protagonist figures. Alright, guess he's not here. Time to bounce. He stands up. Alright ladies, I'm heading out. The girls beg him to stay. There's so much alcohol left. They even shove a big old drink at him. Protagonist just downs it. Thanks for the drink. Peace out. Sigma move. Left the girls, totally dazed. Real reason? Protagonist got poison resistance. Alcohol doesn't even affect him. Chat moment achieved. But he leaves remembering when he used to hang out and have fun with his friends. Yeah, life's serious now, no more fooling around, man. While he was on his way, a guy with a cap comes asking if that was the way to the student party. The protagonist says yes, just go in, it's not over yet. The guy says, huh, You're already leaving, dude? The protagonist says, well, I don't know anyone, so I'm heading home. Then he recognizes the voice, and the person says, want a drink with me? Who is it? Ma'am, the Braba is back. Oh, I missed her. She even says, right, professor, you know who I am. He knows. The protagonist already like, ha 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 yan. Why are you? She goes, huh? I'm also a student at the academy. He asks if she failed the university entrance he had helped her prepare for, and she's like, oh, it's cold, trying to change the subject. I just really wanted to drink. The protagonist catches on, right? They'll have to stay and drink to find out the information. She asks for a little drink, and the protagonist asks, so what happened? You failed. She says, no, of course she got in. So why are you here, crazy? She says becoming a hunter was always her dream. She only tried university because it was her parents' dream, but hers was to get a license right after graduating. When this academy was created, she managed to convince the crazy folks to let her come and do this madness. They warned her it was dangerous, but she kept nagging until they agreed. Then she says, now it's your turn, professor. Explain why you're here. He says, stop calling me that. I'm not your professor anymore, all embarrassed. Will there be a little class session? Then she says the truth, right? Now that they enrolled at the same time, he's not her senior either. He's her appa. His face. Didn't like the nickname, huh? All shy boy. She even says she's embarrassed. Look at me, Sangwoo. Man, she's playing her game. After several drinks, the warrior is no longer healthy, right? Asking for one more, please. The protagonist says, stop it, brat. She's there, face down on the table. She licks her face, saying, oh right, cell phone, give me your new number. She's all happy. Phew, I got the new number. Now you have no excuse not to contact me. And she passed out. The protagonist will have to pay the bill, right? But he's got millions in the bank, so whatever. But she wakes up on the boy's back being carried. Why am I on his back? Did I fall asleep? Are we going home? She got all shy. The protagonist, you awake, girl? She's all dizzy. I fell asleep, right? Yeah, you slept at the counter. Now wake up. Damn, I think I'm a bit dizzy. Can't walk. She's clinging to the boy and doesn't want to let go. Oh boy, she's stuck. Sangwoo Appa, why didn't you contact us these last months? She asked the boy. Even if your number changed, you could have found us. Her plan was to punch the boy out of anger, but when she saw him, she couldn't. She says she had a lot of fun today. And you? I'm never going to talk to us again. Man, the protagonist says he had something to do, and that's why he enrolled in the academy. And if he got fun today? Yes. It's the best day of the last 6 months. Man, the night barely started and can still get better. The protagonist explains that he's a lazy person, and he was afraid his determination would vanish if he kept living the same life, which would lead him to make the same mistakes and regrets. People don't change easily, so he cut all his relationships to stay focused, right? The guy was on his Sigma Grand set. But know that you're important to me, handing over her cap. Oh man, they arrived at her house. She says she misunderstood things. Home, where do you think you were going, little warrior? Put on the cap and I'll forgive you this time. And he leaves. But before that, she says she won't forgive him again, huh boy. Protagonist, don't waste the chance. Meanwhile, the high song guy is there thinking hard. Man, he's just thinking about what our protagonist is stirring up in this world. The white mask even says, sorry sir, but the clone Nudo is stronger than I expected. Damn bastard. The high song is there, so that guy was Jong Sang-woo, huh? I should have gotten an autograph back then. Until someone next to him says, I'm here. Why did you turn off the lights? It's dark. He just asks if everything is ready. He can start next week. You better show results worthy of the effort it took to put you into that academy. And the guy responds, yes. Father, Vic's son, the other rank B at the academy, is going to be the spawn of the devil himself, Hunter Shin Jun-young, who says he won't disappoint. Haisong just says, you better get that elixir. With that, a little week passes at school, and they're finally going to start learning elemental magic. In protagonist's classroom, look who's already there. She doesn't waste time. The professor says the first ability they'll learn will be Fireball, the versatile magic everyone loves. Sounds like a crazy ad guy, dude. Man, I thought the friend was farther away, but she's sticking close. The protagonist, focused in class, questions if he should even learn this kind of magic. He remembers how he learned Strong Strike, right when he punched, so how are they going to teach this? The professor says they'll hand out skill balls. Man, it's just go get one if you don't have any. The protagonist even man, the guy's just giving them out. The story kind of explains what a skill sphere is, but there's no secret, right? You just pour your mana into the ball and you get the skill. The only thing is you need mana to maintain the skill activated. But even a kid could learn. That's why, right when these appeared, all the hunters went crazy trying to get tons of skills. But it didn't take long to see the harsh reality. The price was ridiculously high. Welcome to capitalism 2.0. Not to mention that the price just kept going up since production was difficult and resources were complicated to get. Basically, if you were a poor hunter, you were also a weak hunter because only the rich guys could buy these spheres. Of course, with the increase in efficiency for high-rank hunters, more and more people wanted their spheres. And this time, not only did you have to be rich, but you also had to be a hunter and have money to even get one, which made the gap between high and low rankers way bigger than it should be. However, right, the professor's there at the class showing the collection, saying they don't even have to worry because they got plenty. The protagonists all bugged like they're just going to hand it out. Really? He knows that the fire sphere is the cheapest, but still one costs 8 million. Dang man, look at her dumb face there. Got real ugly, huh? The protagonist activates it. You obtain the skill Fireball level 1 from Invocation. Gather fire using mana and mold it into a sphere shape. The protagonist's like, damn, it actually works, still in disbelief. The professor, so kids, you learned it? Yes. Then let's practice now. Everyone's already at the Ability Training Academy. The professor asked a question. What do you think we should do to increase the power of a skill? Throwing more wood into a fire doesn't always make it bigger, right? I don't know if for me it always works, but he says it doesn't, so okay, let's pretend it doesn't, huh? First, you need delicate mana control, and with that, you change the traits that will strengthen the magic. And he already says the most important thing is, make the fireball in your hand, smack it into the ice block, the practice. Well, you already know what's gonna happen, right boys? If practice is the most important thing, who can practice 7 or 8 times more than everyone else? The professor says, if you check your status window, you'll see your skills also have their own level. The more you use it, the more the level goes up and the stronger the skill gets. Today, we'll learn to level up the fireball. Yeah, we're gonna be tossing fireballs everywhere like lunatics. Our friend already makes one in her hand. I remember she had a power like that, didn't she? Threw it there. Made a little explosion. The guy says, oh, but it was weak, girl. Well, congratulations anyway. She's there like, ah, thanks, I make mana spheres pretty similarly. So right now it's the next person's turn, and we already know he's gonna be trash, I'm sure of it. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Sang Woo dude. Man, he's the great rank B. He must have 20 times more mana than everyone else. Even a teacher has high expectations. But dude, guys, I think he's not gonna do anything amazing, right? Let's see. The protagonists, they're focused. Calm down, gather mana into a sphere, already forming it in his hand. It's just like when he uses the strong strike skill by concentrating everything. Man, he made a ball of energy there instead of fire. I'm gonna unleash all the power at once. We already knew, man. Who thought he was gonna be badass? No one, right? Everyone's like, dude, you're garbage. Even the background characters are holding back laughter there. The teacher's like, well, folks, it's like this. Sang-woo didn't do anything wrong, it's just that he's so strong that the amount of mana he has overloaded and put out the flame. Oh yeah, was that really it? Or are you just playing it cool, huh? Protagonist got a dumb look staring at his hand like an idiot. The teacher says he just has to trust the system and practice, that soon he'll manage a big fireball. She's there dragging him along, laughing at him too. I can see it. Until someone arrives saying, sorry I'm late, I got confused with the other room. Whoa, it's the villain. Everyone recognizes Shin Jun-young from the High Song Guild. The girls say he's handsome. Protagonist a bit on alert now, right dude? Wait a second. Rank B from High Song Guild? This is the other Rank B who enrolled with me. He's acting all good guy. Hey guys, sorry for being late, but it's all good. The teacher asks, did you grab the skill? Nope, it's okay. I already know how to use Fireball. Yeah, you knew this was coming, right boys? He tossed a meteor the size of a house, 10 times bigger than the teacher's own magic, blew up everything, and protagonist was left in shock. He even looks all smug. Was that enough? The teacher's dumbfounded face. It was perfect. Everyone learned from him. Look at this bastard drinking water now, man. I already don't like this damn guy. He even threw a glance at protagonist and said, this is nothing for a rank B. Yeah, let's see you go 1-7 against the boy, huh? By the time you toss 7 fireballs, the clones have already wrecked you, bro. Don't mess with my boy. The whole class is sucking up to him now, right? Our friend is telling him to get over it already, dude. Wake up, you've never trained this stuff. I'm useless, bro. Even your being Sprout must be more useful than me. She's looking at him like, dang, his confidence just evaporated in 1 second. Then she gives the little hint he should already know. Like a professor said, frequency of skill use is super important. Just keep using it over and over. Practice a lot until next week, or she'll teach him if he wants, doing the little kawaii hand gesture. Protagonist says, actually, repeating isn't a big deal. I just have to use what I already have, dude. He activates familiar skill, calls the boys in the hunting squad, number 5 and number 6. You guys also unlocked Fireball, right, you fools? Yeah, we did. Then try it out. They make little fireballs there. Damn, they're even juggling the fireballs. Damn, the protagonist's all depressed. Everyone's better than him. Hold up, pull yourself together. He already sends a message to all the clones. From now on, keep Fireball activated 24/7. You don't have to shoot it. Just keep mana flowing, keep managing it there, bro. Wait, you background fools. Being able to level up is skilled just by repeating it. It's the best condition ever for him. Everywhere, the boys are practicing, even in the corner of the hospital. The hunters killed the monster all burned up and now they can't even sell it. And so the progress barely even started and the fireball level already went up to 2. He's been practicing so much he even had to wrap up his hands. But he's there. Fire resistance increased, regeneration increased. She's all feisty. Of course it hurts. Did you burn yourself, you crazy? You're even in the same room? What madness. She sees that he's got one hand wrapped up and already started practicing with the other. She's like, are you out of your mind? He says he has to keep practicing. She asks, your clones are already practicing though, so why are you doing this too? The protagonist decided that from now on, he'll do everything together with them, whether it's hard or fun. Man, this guy is changing, huh? Seems like she gave a tip about concentration to the protagonist and it's helping and he thanks her. Thanks for the tip there. She says she practiced her own ability too, after understanding it a little better, and tried to add mental force to increase mana output, but it just made things worse. Maybe it's something related to those system skills the professor talked about. Maybe innate abilities are different from acquired ones. Let's see, right? The protagonist kept thinking system. She says, well, don't push yourself too much, let's go to class. Yeah, right, let's go to class, my children. In class, the professor says it's good that they practice a lot, because today they'll keep using the time to increase their capability. That Shin guy is feeling super confident, saying he's feeling great. He already showed everyone the difference between him and the protagonist, and how much more valuable he is. Look at this bastard, he said. He pretended not to know what a classroom was, and as soon as protagonist went, he went right after to show the difference. By doing this, he grabbed attention and showed the power gap, just to try to wreck the protagonist's mental state and stop him from trying to get a better grade. But the guy says, it's nothing personal, but I can't let you get the elixir. Doesn't seem as bad as the dad. Let's see how it plays out. But the protagonist walking forward, and the other guy's thinking, I just have to destroy anyone who stands in my way. He's already shining PUM through an explosion, man. The professor's like saying, woo, it's only been 3 days. And he says he practiced a lot. And when he says a lot, it's really a lot. Still throws a jab. I heard that's the bare minimum a rank B should be doing. Well, this fireball was just as good as the other guy's, Dan. The background characters are all like, man, I couldn't even make a fireball and I still can't. The girl too, me neither. The teacher praises him. Wow, you've evolved. The protagonist says he got inspired by Mr. Shin's talent and that motivated him to train harder. Boo, he tried to demoralize him and now he's eating his words. Take that, sucker. Outside, the hard-glass friend says, dang, everyone's shook. The protagonist seems like my hard work paid off, but she tells him it's enough now. She doesn't want to just keep helping him with bandages. The protagonist says it's fine, his hand already healed. You know what regeneration is, right, my friend? They chat and start heading to class, but someone shady is lurking around. The protagonist's like, by next week, I'll have this skill at level 20. When a dude steps out from behind the wall saying, money? A building? If it's a skill, I'll give you whatever you want, just say it. The protagonist, so Shin Junyum, what's the vibe? The guy's already like, stop pretending. I'm asking what you want to give up on the elixir. Right in protagonist's face, now the jokes are over. I don't know about you, but nothing is more important than that elixir for me. Vixie, it's on. I'm not giving up even if you give me a ton of buildings. Shin Jun-young says he's gonna regret it. Man, the protagonist just showed the middle finger saying, careful with what you say, kid. I don't know of anyone who messed with me and got away with it. Vixie, dude, the boy is becoming a Chad. Jun-young punches the wall, so you're the one ruining my plan, saying woo. The scene shifts to the protagonist talking with our Mendigina, potion girl, who made another potion, right? And it boosts his resistance to poison, and it's the only way for him to improve that stat. She says she's been practicing a lot and the side effects even decreased a little. The protagonist even teases her, saying that now her potion doesn't do anything anymore, and bam, she smacks him right in the face. She's choking him there. Stop saying my potion sucks. Then it shifts to him asking her if she's okay because everyone who was involved with the DEP disappeared. She lowers her little cap and says that they did their part. Eventually, they'll get another chance. The protagonist gets curious about her story with a high song and takes the chance to ask if she knows that Shin Jun-young guy, you know, the dude who's competing against him at the academy. She says yeah, she knows him. He's the second son of Shin Haesong. The protagonist gets startled like, man, he doesn't look anything like his father. The protagonist asks if she knows any news about him, if she knows anything. She says yeah, because ever since he was a kid, he was all over the news. Since the first son, Shin Jin-wook, didn't have a good ability, all the attention went to the second one. He awakened before elementary school, so everyone already thought he was gonna be the heir. But then suddenly, one day the news about him just stopped and nobody ever talked about him again. The protagonist's like, that's sudden. She says she also thought it was weird because his skill was pretty much cheating. The protagonist asks what it was. She says, if she remembers right, it's called Great Sage. Every skill he learns instantly gets maxed out. The protagonist's like, UA, but that really is cheating. She's like, yeah, but yours isn't exactly honest either, huh, buddy? The protagonist catches on. That's why the fireball of his was so insanely powerful. Already eyeing the mana potion, He's gonna need a plan to beat that crazy guy. Meanwhile, at Wamison, in the hunting grounds of Area B, the red-haired guy's like, dude, what are you even talking about? The other guy's like, shut up and just look. And what do they see? The protagonist's squad beating up monsters with fireballs in hand. The dude's like, that's Sangwoo's clones, bro. The other one, nah, not that. Look at the ground. The guy, what about it? It's just a monster they killed. The dude says, no, hang on. You suggesting we steal from Sangwoo? Are you nuts? Didn't you see the news? Those clones are heartless, man. The guy says he's got info. They only call the cleanup crew after wiping out the entire area. And then he says, if they don't care about the corpses, it's really a crime for us to take them. Imagine how much money we'll make. The scene jumps to the two clones calling the cleanup crew about all the monsters they've killed. The guy on the phone asks which ones, and they say, 10 spider-sucking queens, 3 troll bosses, and 20 scorpions. But the guy on the phone's like, wait, we're not seeing any monsters at Area B6. The clones, wait, what? Hold up, we'll go check. Meanwhile, the protagonist who is working out gets the message, and the clones explain the situation. Looks like someone's stealing while they're cleaning up the area. The clones even ask, should we go after them? The protagonist authorizes it, fine. Just don't kill them, geez, just go get our money back. The thieves are there, hyped up, confident. Told you, bro, we're rich. Now just sell it in the black market and we'll never get tracked. Then bam, they get a call. Who is it, Fi? The guy just asks, you got it. He says, yeah, and that everyone's probably panicking right now, so just keep doing good work. Turns out it was Jin Young who gave them the idea. Bro, are you out of your mind, trying to mess with our protagonist like that? He's still remembering from 6 months ago when the protagonist made that mountain of horned rabbits. He knows the protagonist hasn't changed since the rank F days. He knows that for the protagonist's clones who work like machines, sticking around guarding corpses is a waste of time and efficiency. Back in the day with the rabbits, nobody would risk anything for a couple coins from a rabbit. But a scorpion that's worth a lot like that, yeah, it's worth the risk for some people. The protagonist's got a grumpy face and Junmo asks, what's wrong, Fi? He tells him, they're stealing the monsters I killed. Junmo's like, getting robbed? Hasn't this happened before? The protagonist explains that they had already stolen some giant rats from him, but this time they're stealing everything, bro. It's really well organized. As soon as the clones call the cleaning team, everything's already gone. The protagonist's curious if there's any kind of punishment for that. He remembers that the only time he ever did something similar was when he stole fish that had fallen on the ground. So yeah, he can't really say much because he's done the same thing before. Junmo says, then why don't you ask her for some help? He's like her. Who, bro? Guys, from this angle, she looks weak, but you know she's strong. She answers the protagonist all happy, even saying, what took you so long? I told you to come visit me, bro. The guild guys are like, man, look at the boss right there. Yeah, that's him. The protagonist says he's got something to ask, but if she doesn't want to answer, that's okay. She says, I'll say what I want, my guy. Then it cuts to her saying, you want to learn my spatial skill. The protagonist says that when he was following a breathing technique he found on the internet, he ended up getting a meditation skill. So now he's curious. Is there a way to learn subspace skills? She apologizes and says she doesn't think so. The protagonist's like, yeah, figure, right? It sucks asking people to teach skills. Sorry about that. She says, it's not that. I'd love to teach if it was possible, but this kind of skill doesn't work like that. It's impossible to learn a awaken skill from other people. One Ta has the indestructible weapon. Its strength, durability, and speed are multiplied according to the skill level. She, on the other hand, has active dimension. She can summon a dimensional space where living organisms and objects can be stored. It's a unique skill for hunters, and even she doesn't really know the full mechanics behind it. Second reason the protagonist can't really explain his clone skill either. He says there are people who have awakened skills like teleporters and jumpers. She says they're a little different. No one has exactly the same awakened skill. For example, one guy might have a very short teleport he can use every 20 hours. Another might teleport very far and carry a lot of people, but only every 72 hours. So even if two people have similar teleportation, it's not the same thing. But she says he can go check out Heritage, that company from the start where he spent a fortune. The poor guy shows up there alone, thinking she would come along. At least he got himself a translator bracelet so he could talk to everyone. He takes the elevator up to the 170th floor and gets greeted by a girl. That's CEO Area Virtual. She's got a huge inventory of products and she's personally there to welcome our protagonist, bro. Our boy even got a bit stunned by how beautiful the girl was, and she just goes, welcome to the world of spheres. Scene cuts to the clone squad, bro. And it's Tramontina time. Sidestep cuts. Fireballs to the head. Oh damn, he's sending 4 of them at once, blowing up everything. The squad's getting OP, bro. The dudes sealing the monster bodies are like, why are they throwing so much fireball? We can't even sell the bodies anymore. And let's just follow them a little longer. Carrying a bunch of stuff. Wait, where are the clones? Well crap, bro. The guy's like, huh. He's all quiet. Maybe they're gonna stop hunting? They see some people gathered around a body and come over all aggressive. Who are you? Why are you touching that? Are you guys after Sang-woo's clone leftovers too? Bro, apparently everyone's hearing this info and trying to mess with the protagonist. Oh, even worse, the thieves decide to make a deal. Everyone's gonna rob from the clones together and split it equally. If anyone else shows up to steal, they'll band together and kick them out. The little medic guy thinks about it and seems to agree. They start walking along, but bro, look, the clones. They just stop there. Hey, hold up. Let's wait here while they go farm some more. They pretend to split up, each one going a different way. And then, bam, knife right through everyone, bro. 28 centimeters, 29 centimeters, shoes from Company D, and others of 27, 26, and 25 from Company T. These are the footprints we saw where we cleaned. The clones, bro, we want to ask a little question, so come with us. Yikes, but the side character decides to yell at the clone in anger after the clone threw a knife. He even says he's gonna call the guards, but bro, he already pulled out his phone. Our little potion beggar is already in the chat talking. You stole our hunts. You knew there would be consequences, so you used the black market, didn't you? The guy asks, do you even have evidence? But our potion girl is already at the black market, where she knows everything well. She says she already located the corpses, bro. The clone says, you really gonna call the guard? Now the dude's got complicated, bro, what are you gonna do? Scene switches to the clone saying, here's good bro, taking the guy to a deserted field. He asks,